Hey guys, so we are back again with another reading. This one is going to be why did they treat you the way that they did? So we are going to get into kind of like their actions, the reasoning behind it, whatever their intentions were, what was going on in their head, and all of that. So we are going to start from the kind of gray pile being number 1. This is number 2, the orange white one. Number 3 is the lime green one, and number 4 is the dark orange one. So I will show you them up close so you can get a better look. This one has kind of like orange lines running through it, and it's gray otherwise. So if you see the color gray in your meditation, I'd say that's the one to go for. This one is white with like orange cream. It kind of looks like a creamsicle, popsicle or something. Yeah, and that one is number 2. Number 3 is the lime green one. So if you see lime green or limes, you know which one to choose. And finally, 4 is the orange, kind of orange brown, I don't know, maroon-y kind of mauve. Is that the color? I don't know. Maybe that's actually, I think mauve is like purple, so never mind. But if you see those colors, gray, white, lime green, or orange, you'll know which pile to go through. So I will be quiet and let you guys meditate on them now. Okay, so hopefully you guys had time to decide. If not, feel free to rewind and then pause and spend a little more time. You know, if you're having trouble, I always say envision yourself surrounded in a bubble of white light. Clear out any stress or any things that have been on your mind and kind of push those out of your head, and then see which one comes to mind. It could be the color, the number, or a symbol. You know, maybe like I said, for lime green, it could be a lime, or the second one, it could be like a creamsicle, or I don't know, the color gray. It could be anything gray. Like, just hopefully you'll know which one it corresponds to, but always go to whichever one you're feeling guided to, and just use your intuition with this. And sometimes, you know, it might be hard to pick, and maybe that reading is not really meant for you, or that many things aren't going to resonate. But sometimes you're surprised. It's hard to find one that resonates, and then everything in the reading just makes so much sense. So just use your best judgment, and if the reading doesn't resonate, feel free to, you know, read it, go to another one, and try there. But with that being said, hopefully you guys have decided now, and let's go ahead and jump into pile 1. Pile 1, so if you guys picked this beautiful like gray granite crystal, this is going to be your reading. I pre-pulled some cards, so let's get right into it. We got the Tower, we got the Star, the Sun, the 4 of Wands reversed, the Chariot, the 5 of Swords, the King of Swords, the Devil, the Knight of Pentacles, the Emperor, King of Cups, and finally the 9 of Pentacles. So this person has very strong feelings for you. That's coming up really big. You guys got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major arcana, and 3 of the first 3 cards were major arcana. So suffice to say, this person has very strong feelings towards you. They view you as, I mean, I don't even know how to put it into words, like the goddess or a god, I guess, but like just the star. They view you as, I mean, this incredible blessing in their lives, you know? So for you, I don't know, this is very strong energy on their part. Like, their feelings for you, I feel like it almost might have been a bit overwhelming, just because, I mean, I don't know how, like if I was to feel this way, like the Star and the Sun towards someone combined with the Tower, I mean, I assume the tower happened as a result of you guys, because there are some negative cards here. I assume there was some kind of a breakup, or things didn't come together the way they had thought. So maybe it was a situationship or a crush that never coalesced into anything. But the point is that their feelings were very strong. I'm trying to get some more cards. Can you tell us how Pile One's person... Okay, why did Pile One's person act the way they did? Okay. So, yeah, they're talking about a separation, deception. Why did they act the way they did, though? So, I feel like maybe some of the things that this person might have experienced might be some kind of trauma, or that they have trust issues. So, I'm not sure, because obviously it's a general reading and I'm trying to piece together the energy of the cards. But there's some deceptive energy going on here. I almost feel like this person might have been hurt really badly in the past, and it's almost like they manifested some kind of breakup or deception. Like, it's like they might have an attitude towards love that, like people are always gonna lie, or people are always gonna cheat. And I almost feel like maybe this person, I mean, it's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. But I feel like maybe this person, it's like they assumed you were going to lie or cheat on them, so they did it first, kind of a thing. Like, I feel like they had a lot of dysfunction in terms of how they viewed relationships. And it's almost like they sabotaged things and just did it on purpose, maybe because they were afraid of the extent of their feelings. Because again, I could see why they would be afraid, because I do feel like their affection for you is like a lot. It's almost maybe too much in a way, because like I feel like it's good to view your partner as the star and the sun, but then also it's like you can't put all your eggs in one basket, or you can't expect someone to fix everything about you, You can't glorify one person and put them on such a pedestal, because then it's not a human being, and you can't put all your feelings in one person's, like care. Like, I mean, it's good to trust your partner and to open up to them and to, be vulnerable with them and whatever. But I also think that maybe this person, like their emotional state, I feel like in a way was tied up with you. Like if you were, not to text them back, they wouldn't be like, okay, it's kind of annoying, I was wanting to talk to them, or when are they going to respond? Like, I really need to hear from them, or I hope they're okay, I'm kind of worried. It wasn't like that. It would be like complete, terror and being depressed, and like the world is ending if you were to not respond to them, or if you were to look at them in a certain way, or to speak in a certain tone of voice or something. It would be like catastrophic, because they're putting so much of their affection in you, and they see you as so perfect that it's like, I think it's not necessarily the healthiest. I'm not saying you shouldn't feel about your partner this way, because this is really beautiful, but I'm just feeling the energy coming through, and with the Tower and the Four of Wands reversed, like it was almost like too much in their case. Like I feel like in a way maybe they don't have normal boundaries about relationships, and about, I don't know, maybe they had some kind of family issues or something. We got soulmate though. So you guys are very close. And wedding reversed. That is really interesting, because that's what happened with the Four of Wands being reversed. So I feel like maybe some of you were engaged to this person and the wedding didn't happen, or this person had like really seriously imagined marrying you, and they were imagining that would happen, and that might be why they're so devastated. They might have been just something they had in their mind, and they never asked you, they never proposed. But this person was really serious about you. I mean, if you don't know, like that, this person had a lot of strong feelings for you. They view you as like a soulmate. They were very attracted to you physically as well. So I don't know if you guys were aware of the extent of their emotions, because I feel like this person, while I think they're a good communicator, I feel like they would have been afraid to communicate the extent of their feelings. Again, they have a lot of trust issues, and their emotional state is not that good. Like their emotions are so tied up with you that I feel like they would be afraid of scaring you off. And it would be kind of valid, because I mean, this is a lot to deal with, I think, for anyone. And while you want someone to really like you and be really into you, again, I feel like maybe this person would benefit from some therapy or something, or working on making themselves a little bit better at dealing with their emotions on their own. And we just got honeymoon reversed. So yeah, there's this wedding that almost happened, or they wanted it to happen, or they dreamed of it happening, or that was just the extent of their feelings towards you, that they considered you like a wifey, a husband, a long-term partner. Like this person really, again, it's like, I just think it's like, I keep hearing putting all their eggs in one basket. Like I feel like they almost had their feelings run away from you, run away from themselves or whatever, where they didn't have control over their emotions. It's like, for me, I think one of the big things in life is learning to manage your emotions. And you might be disappointed by something or excited about it, but it's always good to know that, okay, I'm going to be okay if this doesn't work out, or if something else happens, it's not going to be the end of the world, and kind of keep a healthy balance of wanting to manifest things and being really optimistic, which is a good thing, but also making sure that you're not emotionally just pouring everything into that one section of your life, And I think that with this person, it's like they really did that when it came to you. Their emotions with you were so strong, and it really kind of ran away from them. And I feel like, in a way, I could see maybe that this person would sabotage things, or that they did things to make it end quicker, because they were so afraid of the extent of their emotions towards you. I feel like that's coming through really strong. And I'm not sure exactly how. It could have been cheating. A lot of times I hear people say stuff like, well, if they cheated on you, they didn't care that much. Or, if they did XYZ, they didn't care. And the funny thing is that is not true. I was just talking about this with a friend the other day, where they've actually done studies, and sometimes people who cheat care more, and it's a very disgusting and horrible psychological tactic to make someone emotionally more dependent on you, because it's kind of ruining their sense of trust, their sense of well-being, their sense of self-worth. So you can actually cheat on someone because you are feeling very obsessed with them, and you feel unworthy. And again, I'm not condoning it, because I think it's really despicable to do that to someone who, you care about or whatever. To try to bring down their self-esteem, or to try to mess with their emotions, is just, to say the least, very low vibrational behavior. So I'm not at all advocating that, or saying hey, so it's not that bad. But I just think that sometimes people cheat to get back at their partner. Sometimes they cheat to try to get on the, I just was gonna say, just to get the winning hand, and we just got triumph reverse. So yeah, that's the thing. Maybe that's what this person was doing, or it might not have been cheating, but it might have just been treating you badly in some way, or sabotaging this. It could have been that, they never actually asked you out, or they never moved the relationship forward in a way that, they should have, but I'm getting that energy that's, they did something. And there was some aspect of deceit, either to themselves or to you. It could have been a situation where they were going to text you and they never did, because they were lying to themselves, I don't care that much, and now they're upset. But there is some aspect of them sabotaging it, ruining it in some way. Can you please tell us, Spirit, why did Pile 1's person act the way that they did? Why did Pile 1's person act the way that they did? We get one card at a time. Why did pile one's person act the way they did? So it could have been cheating. We just got the Three of Cups. I feel like this person's higher self wants to say that they are sorry for whatever they did. Why did pile one's person act the way they did? Sacrifice. I also, something I'm getting really strong is that there might be an aspect of destiny to this relationship that might have come in to teach either you or them or both of you a lesson to help you reach your prosperity. That is coming up in this reading. So it might have been a kind of a blessing in disguise that will set you guys, because we got the Knight of Pentacles and we got also the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like this person, it might have happened in some way to try to teach you guys something that will somehow set you on your destiny. It's like you hear stories about someone who, had their girlfriend break up with them in like high school, and because of that they decided to move to New York City, and then they suddenly fell into a band, and that band became like a huge famous band, you know what I mean? Or something like that. Or someone broke up with like this girl, and then she writes a book about it and it's a bestseller or whatever, and suddenly she has all this money and all this acclaim. So it might be that kind of a situation where Spirit wanted this to happen to teach you guys something. So that, I don't know, that they kind of want me to mention that. But I feel like their higher self, oh my God, and we just got the Fates. So as I was saying, like, yeah, it's definitely, I definitely think there's something fated in this. So it might have been, if you guys are kind of stuck on this a little bit, and we just got fork in the road. So yeah, I feel like they want me to let you guys know that this was supposed to happen to, oh my God, this is so funny when it happens and you're just pulling cards, like they're like filling in the sentences. New life, to bring in like a new life to you guys. So if you guys are hung up on this person or mourning this still, they want you to know that you guys are going to have something better than what you've left behind, and that this was like supposed to happen. Oh my God, see, this is so weird when it happens. Not for you. Yeah, so this was not for you. You may have been really attached to it, but know that you have something better. And we just got serendipity. It's kind of creepy when these like this happen like this. So I feel like whatever is going to happen in time to go, oh, I mean, you couldn't make it up. Like, this is crazy. But yeah, so you guys are being set up for something with perfect timing. And so this was supposed to fall apart. This wasn't supposed to be like your forever person. I feel like you guys, a lot of you, the energy I'm getting is like, that. And some of you might have almost kind of be like mentally, you're already somewhat moved on from this person, but then you're like, it pops up in your feed and you're like, sure, I'll watch that. Like, you're still a little curious, and maybe some of you, I feel like, never got closure from this person. Like, I feel like they never gave you the respect of sitting down with you and being like, hey, listen, I know I did this and I'm really sorry and I owe you an apology. I didn't mean to X, but I blah, blah, blah. Like, you guys never maybe got that explanation of why they acted the way they did. And that's the hardest stuff to move on from. Like, when someone just tells you the why, it's so much easier to move on. But I actually, they're bringing this to mind for me to tell you guys is like, that's one of the reasons I started doing cards and doing card pullings, is because I had an ex who never gave me the closure, and I never got to have that understanding of why he acted so crazy at the end and did all this. It's kind of a similar energy to this pile, actually, and like did a lot of destructive, self-sabotaging stuff, and then was mad at me when I was like not willing to tolerate it. And afterwards, I really was so confused. Like, how can someone treat me that way but care about me? like it didn't make sense to me. And it was actually through that I started on like the spiritual path and getting into psychic readings and getting into ultimately tarot and stuff. So the point is, I just bring that up to say that like that was a blessing in disguise that really set me on my destiny. And so many aspects of my life now I trace back to that relationship, because it really woke up my eyes to like so many different aspects of my life. I wouldn't even have time to go into all of it. But a lot of times these relationships that come in that may be hard to leave behind, or you're like, why do I keep thinking about this person? Like, what the heck is going on? Those relationships sometimes are fated to come into our lives to disrupt it for a reason, you know, to make us, to shake us up. And we need to feel that strongly about the person so that we will like pay attention, you know, because it's kind of like if you're in class, in your least favorite class, it's like math class, and you're really bored and you're like, oh, and you don't hear a word the teacher says, or your favorite class. Like for me, I loved history and English. So I was always like paying a lot of attention in those classes. And, you know, so I have a much better memory of like historical stuff or English stuff that we learned than math, which I'm horrible at. And you're going to pay much more attention when you're into something, when you really like it, than when you're, you know, not that interested. So it doesn't necessarily mean this person is your forever person. Although you guys might have a twin flame situation where you were supposed to meet this person at this time. You guys made a plan. It's kind of like telling your friend like, hey, I'll meet you at the mall at 8 p.m. and then let's go get pretzels and then let's blah, blah, blah. Or I'll meet you at this point, like at this place, at this time. And that's kind of what you guys may have done in this lifetime, to shake each other up. So it doesn't mean this person can be a soulmate, but it's like we can have many soulmates, I believe, that, you know, come into our lives for different reasons to teach us different things. And I feel like that's what's kind of was going on with you guys, is that this person came into your life to disrupt things. And they, as far as their feelings for you, their feelings were really, really strong. But the thing is that they do have a lot of trauma or dysfunctional ways of behaving where they just didn't know how to treat you correctly. And it's like going back to that discussion I was having with my friend about cheating, where there are statistics that a lot of times people will cheat, not because they're like done with their partner, but because they sometimes want their partner's attention. They want to hurt their partner. They want to make their partner more dependent on them emotionally. So they do something very destructive or very hurtful to kind of throw a bomb into the situation, and then they can come in and clean up the pieces. I know it doesn't make rational sense to us, especially to someone who's like functional. Like, how could you cheat on someone you love? But it happens, you know? And I just feel like, I mean, think of like Scott Disick, you know? I mean, think of how many times he's cheated on Courtney, but now he's all sad and he's obsessed with her and he like can't move on to anyone else. It's like, it doesn't make sense and it's not functional. But it is something that happens. But I'm not saying we should tolerate it, because the truth is, I think we all deserve better. We all deserve someone who's going to treat us with love and respect. And what I'm getting from this pile is that you guys are exuding this beautiful, bright energy. You guys are bright lights in this world. Probably have a very important destiny, you know, which is maybe why you needed to have this kind of crazy event happen to set you on the right path. You know, maybe something, if you honestly look back at how your life was before you met this person, probably say that this person, as painful as whatever happened was, awoke you to different things or made you have certain realizations, right? And those are blessings, you know, as long as it's not putting you down like a really dark path. We can take painful things and learn so much from it. And so I feel like, you know, whatever reason this thing came into your life, this is not like the final destination for you. You guys have a lot more coming in. This was just like a temporary stop, you know, on your life, like on your bus ride through life or whatever, but not the final destination. And so I feel like it's okay for you guys to be hung up on this person. This person is definitely hung up on you. Their feelings for you are still very strong, and I think they will be for a very long time. But I also want you guys to know that you guys deserve a lot better than this, because this person has so much deep shadow work, trauma, dysfunctional behavior that they're going to have to work through. And I'm not even sure if they're aware enough of themselves. Like, I feel like this person is very unconscious, very reactionary, like they're very quick to act. They don't really think the things through, is the energy I'm getting. Like, they are the kind of person who, you know, maybe they're logical in certain ways, but I feel like they do a lot of stuff almost like on instinct, and they're not aware of them. They're not willing to be honest with themselves about, you know, about why did I do that, or was that okay, or whatever. They're not willing to have like those difficult conversations that we have to have in our lives, you know. And so I just feel like you deserve someone who's going to be really honoring of you and bringing this light back in for you and echoing it back and not just taking it, because you guys exude so much beauty. And you don't want to be chained to someone who is dysfunctional and who's just going to continue this pattern of behavior of treating you badly. Because again, it's really, you know, that phrase, like, it's not you, it's me, but like, it's really not you guys, pile one. It's really them. Really, this person has a lot of issues. And if anyone could have made them act right, it was you, but they still couldn't act right. So like, you guys deserve someone who's going to cherish you and really put you up in a pedestal, but in a positive way. Like, could never imagine hurting you, will do whatever it takes to make you happy, want to see you smile, want to see you in a place of positivity. And I feel like that's the road you guys are starting to head down. I feel like this has introduced a path of spiritual growth for you guys, and you guys are going to be coming into major destiny points soon in the future. So this has like broken open something that was supposed to be broken open. Like, I'm seeing like a cave that's covered over, and like, you know, they'll put dynamite in like the cave and then blast it open so you can suddenly see all the sunlight. And like, I'm not saying that's good for the environment, but in your case, I feel like it's good that this sunlight is coming in and you guys are going on this path to prosperity, to abundance. And this person is going to be, I think, echoing this same dysfunction for a long time. I don't see them changing out of it anytime soon. But yeah, as far as their feelings for you and why they did it, it's definitely because of past dysfunction, and it's definitely because of their own like self-esteem issues. I do feel like also they felt very much less than you. Like, since they think you're so amazing, there's also this energy of them feeling bad about themselves, like, because they would compare themselves to you. You might think like, well, this person has a lot going on, but you know, they see you as just like this shining star. I always do that in these readings. I always make new words. Shining star that is just so incredible. So really, they definitely, you know, they don't see it as like you guys are both kind of equal. I feel like that's something they would never communicate to you. In fact, they might even act to you like, well, you're not so great. But it's again, this person plays a lot of psychological games. Again, I feel like it's a survival mechanism they picked up in like childhood or something, but they are not going to be open and honest with you. They are very much kind of a little deceptive, being honest. And so, yeah, again, it wouldn't surprise me for most of them if this person held back a lot of their feelings and never communicated to you the extent of their feelings. In fact, I would be very surprised if they did. It could have been, you know, that they acted very indifferent around you or very like blasé about you. But their feelings were really, really strong. And again, it really scared them. So let me get some astro dice. Can you tell us, why did pile one's person act the way that they did? So we got the 8th house. Oh my God. We got the node. Wow. And we got Leo. Oh, okay. So that makes sense because we got the sun and we got Leo. So Leo is ruled by the sun. The sun is one of the two luminaries. The two luminaries are the moon and the sun because they both give off light. But actually the only planet that actually fully gives off its own light is the sun, because the moon reflects light from the sun. So the moon is reflecting the sun. But the sun is the one that puts out that positivity. You guys might be Leos, or you also might have a prominent sun, like sun in your first house, or sun conjunct your ascendant, or something like that. But this person like, or not this person, you guys put out this really positive energy, like this glowing light. It's almost like you guys, you might not realize it, but you guys are kind of the center of attention. This is what this person really is telling me, that you guys have a lot to offer the world. You guys are like this shining star, not just to them, I'm feeling, but to a lot of people. You guys bring so much positivity, so much beauty into the world. So you guys should know your worth. You should know that that's what you're bringing to the table, and you deserve someone who's going to, you know, really at least reciprocate in some way, like going to, you know, make you feel good about yourself, going to kind of make you, you know, make you excited about yourself, like give you that affirmation, that positive reinforcement and stuff, kind of like gas you up a little bit, because you deserve that. You guys do bring so much to the table, and I feel like this person did the opposite. It's almost like they were trying to bring you down because they were so intimidated by you, and they didn't want you to be fully in your power. Because if you were fully in your power, you might leave them. You might date someone who's more on your level. You might be like, I don't need to be tolerated like this or treated like this. I don't need to tolerate this. And so they were afraid of that. So they would actually do the opposite and bring you down. And you deserve someone who's going to make you feel good, because Leo is all about feeling good about yourself. And that sometimes gets a bad rap when people talk about ego and stuff. But to me, that's not Leo. Like the sun is all about loving yourself, feeling positive about yourself, because you can't really love anyone else until you love yourself, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. So if you guys are wanting to like take a selfie and post it, like go for it. Don't let this person or anyone else make you feel bad about yourselves, because you guys bring so much light to this world. You guys really have it going on in so many ways. And I'm not just saying that like a general thing. Like seriously, that's what Spirit is talking about. So, you know, own your power, be happy about yourself. Like talk to yourself in positive ways, because you guys are bringing a lot to the table, and everyone else can see it. So, you know, it's okay for you to acknowledge it to yourself. Then we got 8th house, which is ruled by Scorpio. This is definitely kind of a Scorpio, like a very low vibrational Scorpio vibes. All the planets can have low vibrations and high vibrations, or all the signs. So I am not attacking Scorpios. I'm a Pisces, so I always joke that I'm like legally obligated to love Scorpios, and I do. I love Scorpios for sure. They are like one of my favorite signs. However, a low vibrational Scorpio manifests itself with a lot of manipulation, a lot of lying, a lot of deceptive energy. So yeah, this person, like Scorpios, the lowest vibration Scorpios, which is like, Scorpio actually has 3 separate like evolutions, starting with Scorpion, then Eagle, then Phoenix. This is like a Scorpion and a low vibration Scorpion, where they are very sneaky, they are tricky. I feel like they are trying to psychologically kind of get into your head by using like underhanded tactics. So again, with the like not being honest about the depth of their feelings and trying to play little games. It also rules sex. This person might have, again, cheated, and they also might just be like a sexual addict or some kind of addiction in general, because we did get the Devil card. And so it's like, I don't know, this person might have been on kind of substances, or also been cheating or something, or in kind of a wild lifestyle, only for some of you. But yeah, I feel like this person definitely plays psychological games, and this is not the kind of Scorpio we want. We can have a very high vibrational Scorpio that will be amazing in bed and psychic in a really beautiful way, but this is like someone being psychic and using it, you know, their powers for ill, like someone who is trying to get in your mind and play around in there, and that's not what we like. And then finally we got the nodes, so the destiny. And I feel like you guys, again, I don't know why they keep bringing in your destiny, but they want you to know that this relationship was for the purpose of your destiny and for bringing you guys into abundance. And they do want you to like stand your ground with this. Like, don't give in. If this person texts you or is trying to get back in your life, you have to make your free will. So don't just go off what I say, and use your intuition and stuff, and make up your own choice. But for me, I feel like Spirit is saying, you deserve better than this. You deserve someone who's going to treat you way nicer than this. And I do think that you're going to look back at a certain point in the future and you're going to be like, oh my God, that's why that happened. And because of that, I moved to here, and then I got a job at this, and then, oh my God, this happened. And it's all gonna make sense, Right now, it's kind of like when you have one puzzle piece and you're trying to make sense of the whole puzzle, and you're staring at the puzzle piece like, okay, why did this happen? But you're gonna need to see all the other pieces, and when they come down, you're gonna be like, oh my God, that was so perfect. Like me bringing up my ex, I am so glad that relationship happened, because it brought me into, what I do now, and into my spiritual growth, and so many life events that I would never have had happen. Like, I didn't even realize how many things it influenced in my life, from family to, career to where I lived. A million different things happened as a result, like not directly because of that, but just changed my perspective, And as painful as that event was, I look back now with so much gratefulness and so much peace, and just really happy that it happened, and wishing him the best, So I feel like you guys are going to have some kind of destiny moment that happens because of this. You guys are going to be set, and you guys are kind of set on that path now, and you're kind of finding the purpose of why all this went down, and it's all going to make sense. All the puzzle pieces are going to fit together later. It's just that right now, it's hard to say, but trust me, in the future, you're going to be like, wow, I'm so glad that happened, and I wouldn't be in this perfect place. I feel like you guys will have another relationship that really honors you, that really you're going to look back at this like, what was I thinking? Why was I hung up on this person and they don't even treat me that well? As far as their feelings, I definitely feel like they're going to be hung up on you for a very long time, but I don't expect them to act right and come correct. I would be very surprised. Maybe some of them will somehow go through a complete energy shift. Sometimes that happens, but for most of them, I would imagine that this person is very stuck in this very dysfunctional energy, and that it's going to last for a long time in their life and throughout their other relationships. And maybe you will be like the one that got away. I could definitely see that. We got loyal hearts, so I do think they're going to be very attached to you for a very long time. But again, I just keep feeling like you guys deserve a lot better. So you deserve someone who's going to see your power and love it and be excited about it, and not be intimidated or feel upset because you got so much going on. You guys need someone who's going to be like your cheerleader, and who's going to love it that you guys are bringing so much to the table, and who's going to be thrilled and positive about it. So I hope that resonated, guys. I didn't expect it to go into a fate reading, but we have to listen to Spirit, and they really wanted me to communicate that to you guys. So I really do hope it helped. Please let it know. Do I know how to speak English? I don't know. Sometimes I think I black out, or I don't know, during these readings, but please let me know if it resonated, guys, in the comments, and make sure to like and subscribe. I post these videos every few days, so if you want to see more, make sure you're subbed and have notifications on. And let me know also if you have any reading ideas. I love hearing them, so let me know if there's something you want to hear about. And I will see you guys in the next reading, sending you so much love and light. Bye! Hey pal too, so if you guys picked this beautiful, I call it the creamsicle crystal, this is going to be your reading. I pre-pulled your card, so let's get right into it. You guys got the Magician, the Two of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the Devil, the Eight of Swords, the Ten of Swords reversed, the Empress reversed, the Six of Cups, the Moon, the Ten of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and the Hanged Man. So I feel like what's coming through right away is that money was an issue for this person. It could be that they wanted to date you, to take you out, to, be with you, but it was just a financial constraint was an issue. I feel like I feel like this is something that this person feels insecure about, and it makes sense. I mean, maybe we in the spiritual community would say like, hey, well, like, who cares about that? Who cares about money? But, you know, it's hard to take someone back to your place if like you live with your parents, or to take someone out on a date if you have no money and, you know, you have to ask them like, can we go to McDonald's? And most people would probably not be down for that. You know, I mean, I eat mostly healthy organic food, so I wouldn't be down for that. I'd be like, no, sorry, I don't want to go to McDonald's because I don't like fast food. So, you know, but to each their own. But I mean, I just think like I can see where like that would be a real insecurity. You know, it's easy for us to be like, oh, well, who cares? But in the real world, you know, that can be a real problem for, you know, and also like, how do you pay your bills? You know, it's hard sometimes to even go on dates if you really don't have money at all. Spirit, can you please tell us, why did pile two's person act the way they did? Can you please tell us, why did pile two's Spirit, why did pile two's person act the way that they did? So we got reconciliation, getting to know each other reversed, express your love, wedding, very soon, pay attention to the red flags, and calling in your soulmate. In a way, I feel like this person, you know, they have a lot of respect for you, but it's almost like they just didn't feel ready for you. They feel a little intimidated by you is coming in. Like, I feel like this person has been trying to manifest you, and then it's like they got you and they're like, huh, what the heck do I do with this? You know, like, I know for the longest time I wanted a boyfriend when I was younger, and then when I got one, it was kind of like, oh, wait a minute. I was just joking. Like, I didn't actually expect that I was going to be dating someone that I really liked and was intimidated by, you know, because suddenly it kind of throws all your imperfections into the light. Like, suddenly, you know, it's one thing to think about like being in a relationship. It's another to be in one and, you know, like be naked in front of someone, literally, you know, or metaphorically, or to, you know, have to show off like how your apartment looks or how your car looks or whatever. And I feel like that's what this person was worried about, was, you know, they don't feel like financially as ready. And in general, there's this insecurity when they compare themselves to you. It's almost like they were trying to manifest you. And when you try to manifest something for so long, it's almost like it makes it all the more nerve-wracking when you get it, because you're like, wait a minute, I don't want to mess this up. And it's a lot more intense than when you're just kind of like, whatever happens, you know, and you don't really care. So this person was wanting to manifest someone like you. And then when you came in, it was like, wait a minute, I was joking. But their feelings for you were really strong. They definitely have strong feelings for you. They definitely feel towards you in a very like first love. Some of these people might be really young, because I don't know, there's just that energy of like kind of like not feeling ready, you know, like I'm not ready for this. This is too early kind of a thing. We got financial and material changes. So yeah, there's definitely a financial aspect to this. There's definitely like, you know, maybe this person is really young and just doesn't have their job figured out at all, or something like that. Spirit, can you give us more guidance? Why did pile two's person act the way that they did? Why did they act the way they did? So we got solitude reversed. Yeah, I feel like this person is used to like being alone, kind of like they are not used to being with someone else. I really feel that. And so you coming into their life was like this, they were so excited about it, but then they're also kind of like not sure how to act, not sure what to do. It's definitely kind of sending them for a loop a little bit and making them, I think it also made them very self-conscious. This person might struggle with their own self-esteem kind of a thing. They might worry about, you know, how they're perceived to others a lot. They might kind of even have social anxiety or something. And then I feel like when you came in, it was like, they could really see themselves being with you. You know what I mean? And so we got all these cards about money, and that is something that is really strong for, I feel like for a lot of these people, there's this focus on money. So maybe this person also, they might even have some money, but it's just not to the level that they would want to be dating you. And I feel like it made them very like self-conscious, so yeah, they just, again, like it's a compliment to you because they see you as just so amazing and having so much stuff going on that it for sure made them, kind of want to step up their game. But I just feel like the timing wasn't right. Like they probably had visions of like, okay, I'm going to get this car and then I'm going to show it off to her and then I'm going to get this apartment. But then it didn't, like it ran out of time kind of a thing. I feel like, they definitely reminisce about this relationship a lot. That's coming through really strongly. So you guys might be like the one that got away for them. They definitely think about you a lot. That's just really strong. You guys might have like a psychic connection where you guys talk to each other in the psychic realm. Can we get some more cards, Spirit, for pile 2? The creamsicle rock. Why did their person act the way that they did? So we got time for a nap. So yeah, I feel like time was definitely an issue for them. And this person works really hard as well, I think. So for them, like they work hard, or they're very, like, again, they're very focused on like improving themselves. They're doing a lot of stuff to try to like improve their whole life, to kind of glow up, to kind of get better. And so you coming into their life, I feel like I don't know if they had the time or the space or the energy for this relationship. Can you give us more cards? Why did pile 2's person act the way that they did? Clean it up and come to the edge. So I feel like this person, they really want to improve themselves in their life to have you in it, but it's just that they just weren't in that place yet. They just weren't. And sometimes it's a matter of that. I mean, it stinks when people aren't together and the reason is like money or something so pragmatic. I feel like a lot of times we want a very like deeper romantic reason, but I mean, money makes a huge difference in someone's life, and if you don't have enough money, then it's a lot of problems, so I think that this person is very focused on like their hustle, focused on getting themselves in a better financial place, focused on improving themselves in general, and it's almost like, how do they have the time or the space for you when they're so focused on that? But I do think you guys definitely speak to each other in the psychic realm. There's a lot of cards pointing to that this person, they definitely think of you a lot. I also wouldn't be surprised if one of you, or it might be you, or it might be that they're them, that they like read books or they write while thinking of you. So maybe they are a writer and you're kind of their inspiration, or maybe you guys are writers and this relationship like inspired those feelings that you pour into it. But this person, I definitely think they reminisce about you a lot. I definitely think that they think about you. You are very like present in their mind at all times. And I definitely think that they kind of regret how they acted. And I feel like this person might be some kind of a water sign or have watery energy to them. Like, I feel like they were a little stupid, is what they're telling me. Like, they didn't, like, if they had known what they know now, or they had known how strong those feelings were, they probably would have acted on it in the time. But they were very perfectionist. They also might be a Virgo, but they're very perfectionist energy, like very like, they want everything to be correct with you. They don't want to mess things up with you. Like, again, if they had less strong feelings for you, I feel like they might have been okay with like, sure, come over to my messy apartment and see my beat up old car and I'll take you out to the Wendy's and that'll be our date. But it's because they actually really liked you that they were super self-conscious about this stuff. And, it's like the feeling that you would have if you were going to go out to the grocery store at like 12 a.m. and you don't think you're going to run into anyone and you're in like your sweatpants and you're, like old Uggs or or like Crocs or something, I don't know, like some bratty old beat up shoes, versus if you were going to like your favorite band's concert or your favorite celebrity's concert. Like maybe you have a big crush on Justin Bieber and you were going to Justin Bieber's concert, you know, and you had like front row tickets or maybe a meet and greet, and you knew he was going to see you. Like you'd be like, oh my God, everything has to be on point, and you'd be going all out with hair, with makeup, whatever. And that's kind of like how this person felt towards you. Like their life that they had before, now suddenly they're seeing it through new eyes, and they're much more self-conscious and aware of, you know, their flaws. And so you made them very much aware of those things, but you shouldn't feel bad. It's just because of how much they liked you, and they think about you a lot still. I definitely think they might still be intending to come back into your life, because I feel like they're mentally still very much plugged into you. They haven't moved on or anything. Like they haven't forgotten about you, to say the least. They still actively think about you a lot. So if you're wondering if, you know, this was just kind of like a flash in the pan, temporary emotions, no, this is still very strong. And this person could definitely see, like, I mean, their feelings for you were really strong. And they definitely had a lot of sexual desire towards you. I just feel like, you know, for them, there's stuff they have to like clear out and kind of improve in their lives. Yeah, there's stuff they have to, can you give us some more clarity on that, Spirit? Like, what do they have to clear out? Let me get my actual tarot cards. But yeah, so this person, can you give us, Spirit, clarity on what this person has to clear out? What kind of dysfunctions? Clarify the Devil card. So we got the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So this person just, I feel like, honestly, I feel like what's coming through is that I feel like this person just was acting dysfunctionally. Like it's like they should have been honest with you. They should have been upfront. They should have just communicated their feelings. And I don't feel like they're necessarily engaged in really bad behavior. Like I don't think that they were, you know, necessarily, most of them, like doing drugs or cheating or something. But I just think they kind of became their own worst enemy. Like they got into their own head of a very dysfunctional way of looking at things. You know what I mean? Which was holding themselves to such a judgmental standard. Like they were their own worst critic, you know? And they should have just been honest with you about their feelings, and they should have tried to move things forward. And maybe, you know, maybe you would have said like, yeah, I really don't like your apartment. It's really kind of in a rundown part of town. It's really old. Like the appliances don't work. Can you work on moving into a nicer place? But you guys might have been more understanding than they realized. It's almost like they just assumed that you wouldn't be okay with it. And they just kind of decided that that was the case, you know, and then they just like ran with it. In their mind, they just were like, okay, I'm just going to hide from this person. I'm going to, maybe they presented even some of them a different thing, like, oh, like I'm financially really well off or whatever. But this person, I think that you have made them realize now, maybe they also might have been lazy at the time or not working on their finances like they should have. And you've kind of lit a fire under them that has made them realize how much they need to, you know, get ahead in this world. Like it is actually really uplifting sometimes to be in that go-getter energy, you know, that feeling of like waking up at 7 a.m. and making yourself a healthy breakfast smoothie, and then, you know, going to the gym or going into work. Like that's actually a really positive vibe to be in for a lot of people. Of course, it depends. And sometimes people can be in jobs they hate, and I'm not encouraging that, but I feel like this person needed to be in a more positive vibration, and they were kind of in a negative mindset in general. They might even struggle with depression or stuff like that, but they weren't looking at it accurately of, you know, I have all this power inside of me and I can do what I want, and maybe this person would be perfectly happy with me, you know, or maybe I have to work on some new things, but you know, that's okay, and I can do that, and that's fine with me. They just went into like negativity state, and I feel like they just didn't show you the extent of their feelings because they just got in their head and convinced themselves that it wasn't going to work out. So, Spirit, can we get some Astro dice for pile 2? So we got Mercury, we got Cancer, and we got the 7th house. So the 7th house is the house of relationships. It's ruled by Libra. And so, yeah, Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus is all about love. Venus is the planet of love, of course. And Libra is all about love, relationships, and and just feeling that kind of those emotions towards someone of closeness and kind of flirtatiousness and kind of getting nervous around them. It's like, that's like romance. All the Libras I know are just so romantic and like flirty and fun. So I feel like you brought that out of this person. You made them feel that way, I think, for the first time in a long time. I feel like this person can be very much in their head and very kind of almost too much in their head. Almost like, I wouldn't be surprised if this person struggled with depression or some kind of mental, not issue, but kind of like they're just very much, they get too much inside their brain and too like analytical and too like, they're not living in the moment as much and they need to more. We also got Mercury, which relates to that. So Mercury is all about, thinking and processing. It's also about mechanics, and that's why everyone says when Mercury's in retrograde, you have to be careful about your electronics and all that stuff. It also rules communication. I feel like this person is very much in their head. They kind of allow their thoughts to run away from them a little bit. Like they would probably be feeling a lot better if they could just kind of ease up a little and go with the flow. And maybe just if they feel those emotions towards you, they don't have to overanalyze it. They don't have to examine it in a million different ways. They can just go with it and be like, yeah, I really like this person, and that's that, and act on it right away. I feel like this person, they stay very much in their head, and it's not the most positive energy to be in, for sure. I feel like they need to be a little bit more present, if that makes sense. Then we got Cancer, and like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if this person was a water sign, or maybe you are, but there's this psychic energy coming through really strong on both your parts. So I wouldn't be surprised if you guys have a psychic connection and you guys speak to each other through, music or through your dreams. That also came in really strongly. So you guys might kind of hang out in the dream world. You also might think of them a lot when it comes to certain books or movies and stuff, but you guys have a psychic back and forth going on for sure. And you might be, I could see their energy as like writing a book or something. And also you, or it might be you, but someone in here I feel like is getting inspiration for a book or a song, but there's some kind of writer energy that is in this pile really strong. I do feel like even if this person wasn't to write about you, you inspire them a lot, and it's probably one of those situations where like every time they watch a movie and there's a love scene or there's a romantic plot line, they're thinking of you and they're kind of like, oh, that actress kind of looks like her, or that actor kind of has the same vibe as him, So they definitely think about you a lot, and you spend a lot of time in their mind. I just heard living rent free in their mind. So it's like you're definitely at the forefront. I would say they think of you like all the time. It's not just like, oh, like let me reminisce once in a while. It's like a very constant thing. You're definitely like right there, center stage in their head. You take up, they have a lot of respect for you. And they just really like you. So you definitely play a big role in their mind. I just think they would like to become at the level when they can give you kind of gifts, nice things. I wouldn't be surprised if this person, you would be like a major motivation for them to like make money, and they would contact you in the future when they're in a better financial place, because I do think you've awakened this motivation in them that they didn't know they had, and suddenly they're aware that they have to work hard, that they're willing to like put in those extra hours at work, stay late, come early, whatever. You've helped them move from this kind of depressed energy that they were in into more of that go-getter energy, which is a really positive thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of all this, they contacted you and they were like, hey, and whatever date they would take you on at that point would be like to the nicest restaurant in town, and they'd want to pick you up in like the new car and everything. So I feel like this person, I wouldn't be surprised if they get in a better financial state and then you get hit up, a few years later of like, I want to take you out on a date, and it would be like everything to the nines. So, yeah, you're definitely a major motivation for them, but this is one of those situations where I think that, there's mental holdups or reasons why you guys aren't together, as in they let their mind kind of get the better of them. And there's also the pragmatic reasons of just them not feeling like they have enough money and them really trying to focus on that and grind on that to get to the point where you guys can be together. So yeah, I mean, I know it kind of stinks. Sometimes you want to hear some like deeply romantic reason, and this is like, oh, the money is a problem, but we need money to live. And I think that I respect the fact that they want to take you to the best place. I have Venus and Jupiter conjunction in the second house, so I gotta be honest, I like the nice restaurants. I like the nice, like I just like nice. I can't help it. I just have that Venus and Jupiter conjunction. It's really strong. So I respect the fact that they want to take you out to nice places and they want you to live a life that I feel like is a lot more high end than whatever they can offer you right now. And so for them, I just think it has gone into a little bit of the self-criticism range, and it might be more productive for them to kind of come out of that and be more accepting of themselves. But I think that's a process they're working on. I think that they are working on being like leveling up themselves, like getting themselves into more money, more achievement, and so that they'll feel more confident when they actually do approach you. They won't be feeling self-conscious or feeling nervous. So I actually think this is a positive movement forward, because I think that when they do, if you guys do come together, it will be them coming correct, them coming to you from a place of confidence, like real confidence, really feeling good about themselves, really being proud of themselves. And that's the energy we all should be in. And it shouldn't just be like us lying to ourselves and being like, I did great, when you didn't really do that great and you could have worked harder and you kind of did it halfway, So this person, I do think these changes are very positive long term for them, and whoever they are going to be in the future as a result of this is going to be a lot more positive. So I really hope that resonated, you guys. Please let me know if it did. I'm very fascinated by this pile and what you guys have going on. This is like an interesting vibe happening. So make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications. I post every few days, so if you want to see more videos, make sure you're subbed. And I will see you guys in the next video, sending you so much love and light. See you next time. Bye. Hey, Paul 3. So if you guys picked this lime green crystal, this is going to be your reading. I love lime green, but let's get right into it. I pre-pulled your cards and you guys got, that was right side up, the Lovers, the High Priestess, the Emperor, the Page of Cups reversed, Strength, the Six of Cups reversed, the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit, the 10 of Cups reversed, and the Page of Swords reversed. So first of all, this person felt really strongly towards you. We got the Lovers, so they might have viewed you as like a soulmate. They see you as like very strong and bringing a lot to the table. So we got the High Priestess and the Queen of Pentacles. They definitely revere you. Like in their mind, you are it. You know what I mean? Like you take up a lot of their respect. They just see you as bringing so much to the table and being so like amazing. I feel like, let me get some more cards. So we got Separation. I think you guys, as far as like how they are feeling now, they definitely look back on this relationship a lot. But I feel like in a way they compared themselves to you and maybe felt intimidated by you. I'm trying to get more information from Spirit. Why did pile 3's person feel the way that they did? Yeah, I'm hearing not good enough. I feel like this person didn't think that they were good enough to have you or to be with you. Like in a way, I feel like they didn't feel like they were good enough to have a relationship like this at all. Like it's kind of like they never thought that they would be in like this epic romance where they feel like overwhelmed, like in the movies. You know how in a movie like, or a super romantic movie, someone will just be like unable to stop thinking about the person, and they'll just be, you know, in their mind all the time. And I feel like this person never thought that would happen to them. You know, they never thought that they were going to be obsessively thinking about someone, or that they could meet someone as amazing as you. So for them, it really scared them, and it made them, you know, they first of all didn't want to be honest with you about their emotions or about, you know, their thoughts. They really kind of blocked that stuff off from you and didn't and weren't fully honest or forthright about it. This person honestly is a little bit childish and a little bit immature about, you know, about just things in general in life. Like they aren't the most mature person, and I feel like they definitely, when it came to you, may have been either all talk and no action, or they just weren't communicating. I definitely don't feel like they were honest with you about the depth of their emotions. They had a lot of like growing up to do, you know, and they still, I feel like, still have some of that growing up that needs to go on. But there's this idea that like I feel like they weren't ready, you know what I mean? They just kind of weren't in a place where they could receive this love. They wanted to be your equal, but it just couldn't happen at the place they were at. They just weren't capable of it. They kind of know that you like needed someone who's really strong, but it's almost like they were scared, or they chickened out, or they just messed things up, is what I'm hearing. Like I feel like they kind of got cold feet. In a way, they could have been scared away by like the depth of their emotions. Spirit, can we get cards as to why pile three's person acted the way that they did? I feel like, again, they're not ready for, they weren't ready to feel this way. They weren't ready to come into like their divine energy and actually do the work to make this happen, and they weren't ready to just kind of receive it, you know. Like I feel like they had a lot of ideas of what a relationship would involve, probably being like an adult and very serious. And I feel like when you came around, it was just, oh my God, we got not for you. And that's how they felt. Like it's almost like they thought that relationships could happen to someone else, but never to them, you know, never, or that a relationship would come to them and it would be like, oh, I like this person, but it wouldn't be like this soulmate type energy. And when you came in and brought out the depth of their emotions, it was very frightening for them, in all honesty. And they kind of like chickened out, got scared, didn't know how to deal with it, didn't know how to take it. I feel like for them, they kind of have like, again, immaturity, or like a almost like childishness to them, where they weren't in the energy of going through and actively, honestly, like stepping into their power and being like, hey, I am willing to take this role as the divine masculine or the divine feminine. So instead, they kind of just shirked it. They just kind of like dodged it. You know, they didn't know how to take it. They didn't know how to be responsible and all of that. And so they just kind of like didn't do anything about it, you know. It's not that they were like not interested in you, or that they didn't care that much. I feel like they did, but I don't feel like they ever imagined something like this would happen to them. I feel like for them, they imagined something like that happening to others, but just they never thought that something like that would come about in their lives. And the feelings they had for you, it kind of like scared them a little bit. and they really didn't know what to do about it, so they just kind of like avoided it, dodged it, and just went to focus on other things in their life. So Spirit, can you give us more guidance? Why did pile three's person act the way that they did? Why did pile three's person act the way that they did? I'm hearing that they were trying to seem powerful. They wanted you to think of them as powerful. They wanted you to think of them as having their life together, but they're really not. We got firm foundation reversed, well, like cards relating to that, reversed twice. So this person really, I don't think they have the maturity and the ability to really honor you in the sacred way that you guys deserve. Whereas I feel like you guys are bringing a lot to the table is what they're telling me. You guys have the Queen of Pentacles. You guys are the High Priestess. And so for them, it's almost like, it's like someone who wins the lottery, and like they say they want to win the lottery, but so many times when they track like lottery winners, they go broke in like 20 years or something, or they go broke in like 5 years, and they blow through their money on the stupidest stuff, and afterwards they're almost worse than they were before. And my point is that sometimes we can like imagine something, but the reality of it is very different. And so I feel like this person, they had seen other people in deep relationships, but they just never really thought it was going to like take place for them. And so when you came into their lives, it's like they really weren't ready for it. They didn't imagine that something like that would happen for them. And what they want me to tell you is just like, it's almost like they were taken aback by the depth of their feelings, the depth of their emotions that they had for you, and really kind of frightened of it, You guys kind of woke up their heart chakra a little bit and, brought them into like emotions that they kind of weren't ready for. They're not the best, I feel like, with like managing their emotions and handling that stuff. And they're also not the best with having kind of a firm foundation for their lives. Like they, can be kind of, like, again, I keep saying immature, but that's the word that keeps coming up. Like, I feel like, they had like some people, they know they want to get married by a certain age, and that they want to have a certain number of kids, and that they want to have this kind of a life. And that's definitely not the energy that this person was in. They're just kind of, I feel like they were just kind of like wandering around, like enjoying life. And then when they met you, it almost felt like being hit by lightning or something. Like it was like, whoa. And it awakened them to so much, but they really, truly were just taken by surprise, not ready, not in a place where they like planned it out. I mean, certain things like you kind of need to have planned out. You need to have it set. Like if you've ever, like I've gone on a vacation where it was like a last minute thing, and we just kind of were like, let's go. And it was like the worst vacation ever, because we ended up like, we had no restaurants to go to. We had no shows. We had no activities planned. We ended up just kind of wandering around like the city that we were in, and just stopping at different restaurants, and some of them were good, some of them were bad. Like none of it was planned, and we didn't do that much. We spent a lot of time also in the hotel room just like watching movies from on demand, because we literally had no plans. And my point is that sometimes in life it does help to have a plan, to have things established. I just feel like this person was very much centered on themselves and just living like, and I don't mean to be harsh by saying immature, but maybe like a younger person's life, like, focusing on themselves. When you're young, all the money you make goes back to yourself. You don't necessarily, I feel like this person is the type of person that maybe wouldn't have like a 401k or a savings plan. They're not necessarily the most responsible. Like they're just kind of going through life, winging it, which was fine. But then when they met you, it was like, oh, like I'm going to have to really kind of have my act together. I'm really going to have to, line things up for myself. And it definitely, I just feel like they weren't ready. They weren't ready, not just on that level, but again, just for like their emotions. I get a real sense of this person running from their feelings and running from all the stuff you brought out for them emotionally. Because I do feel like this person, while they were like excited to be in love, like they just had never really dreamt about it. They never really dreamed about like, I'm gonna meet my soulmate and we're gonna run off together. Oh my God, I knew this card. I haven't pulled this deck for anyone else, and I felt so called to pull it for you guys, and we got the distorted masculine. I knew it was gonna come out, and I kept avoiding this language just because like I get all types of people watching these videos, sometimes guys asking about women, but I have to be honest, to me, this is a distorted masculine energy. Like this person doesn't have the masculine and feminine are different energies in spirituality. The masculine is very, the provider, takes care of things, kind of like builds the house, you know, and then the masculine kind of fills the house with positive energy and with kids and stuff. But the masculine like takes care of like the, you know, the bare bones, like essentials, like, okay, kind of the money, the food, they like go hunt down the food or whatever, you know what I mean? And they build the house. And so it's hard to put into words, especially with Mercury retrograde, which is really strong because it's right about to end. But it's like that, you know, whereas the feminine is more like ethereal, more kind of in the clouds and spirituality, the masculine is like very much rooted on earth. And it's very much like, do you have the money? Do you have the food? Like no explanations or excuses or whatever. It's just the like, do we have it or not kind of an energy. And I feel like this person is not very good at that. And they are kind of running from their feelings. You know what I mean? They're kind of running from their emotions, or it might be that some of them do focus on money, but it's just not in a positive way. Like it's too much focus on money, but this person is definitely not in there. So we got abundance reverse. So yeah, I feel like this a lot of times is money that they might not have their money lined up. It might even be something where like they earn a lot of money, but they spend it going out to nightclubs, going to the best restaurants, but it's like, wait a minute, but you don't have a savings plan. You have zero money in savings, and you have no 401k or other like investment plans, or you have no long-term strategy. You know what I mean? And I feel like this person, yeah, for a lot of, this is like, I'm getting a masculine energy for this deck in particular. Although if you're asking about a woman, I guess it could be the female equivalent, but I'm definitely getting someone who doesn't have their ducks in a row financially or life plan wise. And I feel like it's almost like they were kind of like in their mind minding their own business, and then you like blew into their life and just disrupted everything. And like they're kind of like, wait a minute, what the heck? I was happy going out partying like last week, and now suddenly my feelings are like super deep, and I didn't want this. Like I didn't ask for this. I never wanted to feel this way. We got spiritual maturity reversed. So yeah, this person is a little immature, as I keep saying. I mean, how many times can I say the word immature in a reading? It's like a Guinness World Record for saying immature the most times in like a 5-minute span. But for sure, this person, they just need to work on their maturity level, and they just need to work on growing up a little. But I think it's not just about the money or the job or things like that. It's just about them overall coming into more of a grown-up energy, evolved energy, where they can hold your energy and kind of honor it. So we got the garden reverse. The garden, again, these are, I know, like it's, I am not trying, I didn't make up these terms, but the cards are not necessarily the most PC, and they have a very firm attitude about what is feminine, masculine, and the roles of both. So the garden reversed is all about the garden as a card is all about the female energy being kind of held by the male energy, the masculine energy. And of course it can apply in same-sex relationships if you know, it would just be who's in each energy space. So the garden is all about the feminine energy being able to really come into bloom and really be the best version of themselves, because the masculine is the gardener in this and has taken care of everything, tended everything. You know, for a garden to really come into bloom, you need to have a gardener coming in and like pulling the weeds and like trimming some of the tree branches and, you know, planting the flowers and blah, blah, blah. And that's when it really can come into its full beauty. So with these cards, that's what that talks about is, you know, the woman really being able to come into her highest energy because the man is like taking care of her in certain ways. So, you know, obviously it depends on your relationships, and it's not saying you can't make your own money or whatever, but this is more of an energetic thing where she feels taken care of and really honored, and she's able to really come into full bloom. And so it being reversed is just telling me that for you guys right now, this person is not in the energetic space where they can really give you that kind of attention and honor you in that way, because I think they're dealing with a lot of stuff on their own. You know, I think that they are somewhat focused on themselves. We did get the Hermit, and I think that that just is speaking also about this person's mindset. I actually am getting the vibe that for some of these people, they're very outgoing, kind of social butterflies. For some, of course, it's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. But even if this person is surrounded by people, they're kind of very self-focused. They're very focused on their own wants, needs, whatever. And in order to be in a relationship, obviously for both sides, you need to focus on the other person, but especially for the masculine, because his role is more of caretaker for her. Her role is kind of caretaker for children if they have them, and kind of being her best self. Don't get mad at me, guys. If you have a problem with this, take it up with like the ancient spiritual doctrine, okay? Because I'm just the messenger. But so that's what this is talking about, is like, I feel like this person just couldn't be that role for you. And it's almost like they don't even want to be in that role at this time in their life. They might be very immature and like have video games they're playing all day, or, you know, they're just always going out and drinking beers with the boys, or they're always you know, they're really into a certain like movie series and they just like obsess over that movie series or something. But it's any kind of like, I feel like this is just distorted energy in general in their life. Like they are not in the most they're not in the most mature kind of like, it's like a boy versus a man, and they're more in the boy energy. You know what I mean? And I feel like Spirit is wanting you to know that also, like, this wouldn't have been the best for you, because I feel like you would have ended up having to take on the masculine role and kind of caretake in this energy. And I think that's why we got the divine feminine reverse. Like, if you had been in this relationship, you wouldn't have been able to really be occupying your highest version of yourself as a woman. You wouldn't be able to come into your feminine energy. And for a man asking this, just flip it. Or if you're in a same-sex relationship, this is just talking about you being in, I think for most, it could be flipped. So it could be a guy asking about a girl and she's in distorted feminine, but it wouldn't be able for you to enter your divine version of yourself. You know what I mean? And your highest version of yourself, where you are really exuding like this light and really manifesting whatever you want in your life to the best version, you know? So I feel like this person's role in your life would have been really a disruption for you, even though you might not know that, although you guys are the high priestess, so you guys probably have some inkling of that anyway. And they're just too, you know, they're just too self-focused. I don't think that they would even understand what they need to fully bring to the table, that Spirit would want them to bring to the table, because Spirit is telling me that you guys are worthy of this. You guys deserve this. This is what Spirit wants for you. So, you know, Spirit is kind of like an old, like, you know, Eastern European matchmaker or something, that like, she's not going to tolerate the dude that comes in and is like, yeah, I don't have a job, and I kind of, you know, I live with my parents and I'm kind of addicted to playing video games, but I really like this girl. They're gonna be like, oh, hell no, no. Because Spirit sees things at a much higher level than we do. I know for me, when I was younger, I was hung up on a guy who was like immature, did immature things. But for me, I was still like, no, we're supposed to be together. And now I am so glad that Spirit took that relationship out of my life, because I do not need to be anyone's babysitter, being honest, you know? And I feel like that's kind of what's going on here. This person just is not fully involved. They're not fully in a place where they can hold your energy, which is very powerful energy. Again, you guys are the high priestess. You guys are the Queen of Pentacles. You guys are bringing a lot to the table. You don't really need to be settling for someone that doesn't have their head screwed on screwed on straight. I didn't realize what a tongue twister that was, but you don't need to be settling for this energy. You guys deserve someone who's really going to match you and bring out the best in you. And that's what Spirit is talking about. This person's just not in that place. They're very focused on themselves. And while I do think they have very strong feelings for you, and I think they reminisce about you a lot, and I do think for them you'd be the one that got away, I just don't think they are in the place where they can come at you and honor you and fully, embody like this divine masculine that Spirit wants them to be, where they are making you feel really safe, really comfortable, feeling like you can open up yourself sexually, emotionally, and in every way, and have one of these really spiritual divine unions. So I think that Spirit is trying to let you know that this is for a reason. So while this person, I think, thinks about you a lot and their feelings for you were really strong, Spirit just doesn't want you to hear that message and be like, oh, okay, so we're supposed to be together. You can have strong feelings for someone and you're still not supposed to end up with them. Let me get some astro dice for pile 3, for the lime green pile. Okay, so we got the 3rd house, we got Gemini, which is the ruler of the 3rd house, and we got Neptune. So this person, so 3rd house and Gemini both deal with communication. So I kind of feel like this person, like I said, this person is not forthright about their feelings, and they're not forthright about their emotions. So yeah, I feel like their communication needs to be worked on. I almost feel like sometimes when they communicate, it could come off immature or like petulant, I'm thinking of someone I know who, like, whenever I have to like be in contact with them, when I'm talking with them, I'm always just thinking like they're so immature, because they'll just be like very upset at like something someone did to them and something someone said, and they'll be talking to me about it, and I'm kind of like, I know you're into me and trying to date me, so what the heck are you doing talking to me about like something some waiter said to you 2 weeks ago? Like, this is not, I'm looking for masculine divine and this ain't it. But I feel like for you guys, yeah, this energy, this person is not the most mature communicator, and they're not necessarily being upfront with you about their feelings for you, which I do think their feelings are deep, but I just think this person at the end of the day, they're a little bit lazy, and it's like they don't want to have to change these things in their life and maybe stop playing video games so much, or stop spending so much time online, like on different websites or something. Like, they just are very comfortable in their lifestyle and they're not necessarily willing to make the changes. Neptune kind of has to do with that. Neptune is just delusion in general. I was just thinking, and it's so funny how I always have these revelations right before the readings, and then they're like directly tied into the readings. I was just thinking how Neptune used to be transiting my 1st house. Shout out to Pisces, or any of us who have, or 1st house ascendant or Pisces ascendants, because we have been dealing with that freaking Neptune transit for like 12 years, and I'm so glad it's gone. Even though it got replaced by Saturn, I will take Saturn any day of the week in my 1st house versus Neptune, is what I realized, because Neptune truly does make you delusional. And I look back on the past 12 years and I think like, how did I think about that situation that way? Now I would see it so differently and so much more clearly. And I think that this is coming through because that's what this person is doing. This person is not thinking clearly about their life. I think if they were honest with themselves, they would realize that their feelings for you are way stronger than how they feel about playing video games or whatever else they have going on dysfunctionally in their life. Again, this immature energy just in general. Like, maybe they like to go out or whatever, but it's like this immaturity and this kind of youthful immaturity, like not being a grown-up, And I feel like if they were truly honest with themselves, and I mean really honest, and were able to see the situation clearly, they'd be like, of course I'll clear this stuff out of my life. Like, to get this person, they are really in love with you. We got the lovers. So it's like they feel very strongly towards you, very strongly. They're very attracted to you, and they see you as like a soulmate. We got the passion card, but that's like how their feelings are towards you. So the thing is that they are just not thinking clearly about this. If they were honest with themselves, they would probably be willing to shift all this stuff out of their life, make the necessary adjustments, as painful as they might be, and make the space for you so they can honor you in your feminine divine, but they're just not thinking accurately about it. And maybe they'll have that revelation in a few years. A lot of times that's what happens. But as for right now, they're just not being mentally clear on the situation. And I would hate to see you guys wait around for this person to figure it out, because I do think you guys are bringing so much to the table. You guys are so beautiful. You guys are firmly in your feminine divine, or coming into that. You guys are really have this beautiful high priestess mixed with, the Queen of Pentacles. That is a great combination. That's like bringing everything to the table. You got the earth, and then you got the water of the high priestess. Like, I just love that combo. Earth and water is so great together. So for you guys, you don't really need to be wasting your time with this person. It's harmless if you want to think about them. And I get that you guys do have this deep lover soulmate connection, but I do think that this person is just, their energy right now is just, they're not willing to step up in the way they should. And I just think you guys deserve more. But if you want to still stay, into them, that's fine. Or watch pick a cards. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I get the sense that spirit is watching over this connection. So they're really going to block it from moving forward until this person has come correct and has transformed. And I do think they're kind of on the path to that. So who knows, in the future, maybe they will be able to grow up and meet you in the way that they should. This person definitely thinks about you sexually a lot, and definitely wants a lot of sexuality with you. They're very sexually attracted to you, and in general, just kind of like, I'm hearing like an angel that fell from heaven. And I feel like that's how they view you. Like, you just fell into their life and you made them realize a lot. And they might be in the process of starting to actually like truly examine some of their patterns and be like, I really need to shift that. And I probably should be better about this. But I do think that that's going to take time, that process. And as of right now, why they haven't approached you or why they mess things up, it's because of this immature, almost childlike energy they're in. They're just not in the place where they can fully embody that beautiful masculine divine that, is so wonderful and allows the feminine divine to really bloom. They're just in a little bit of distortion. And so that's something they're going to have to work on their end. But as far as their feelings for you, they're very strong. They definitely view you as like incredible. And I think they think of you a lot of the time as well. So yeah, I just think you guys should focus on being like this beautiful high priestess, Queen of Pentacles, because this is pretty amazing. You guys have got it going on. And this person, I feel like they have a lot of growing up to do, and you guys are already in this like divine, beautiful energy. So it'll be interesting to see what you guys kind of manifest, because you guys are definitely exuding so much power, and I really love it. So I really didn't expect so much of that to come up in the reading, but I do hope it resonated. Please let me know if it did. I'm very interested in this pile and what is going on here. This is kind of a fascinating dynamic to me. So please let me know about your situation, and make sure to like and subscribe. I post these videos every few days, so if you want to see more, make sure you're subbed and make sure you turn notifications on. And I will see you guys in the next reading. Sending you so much love and light. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye. Hey, Pile 4. So if this is your crystal, this is going to be your reading. Let's get right into it. I pre-pulled the cards. You guys got the Ace of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the Devil, the Queen of Swords, the Star, and the 10 of Wands. You guys got the 4 of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the 6 of Wands, the 10 of Swords, the King of Pentacles, Justice, and the 2 of Pentacles. So what's coming through first of all is like this person was afraid of being judged. There's like this fear of almost like public judgment. So I don't know if maybe they were afraid you would reject them or something and that people would find out. Maybe they were afraid that like somehow it would get out, like, oh, they asked her out and she rejected them, and something like that. I don't know. But this person, I feel like they had a negative mindset as well, where they weren't able to feel as like confident about themselves and about their power, or to feel like they were coming at you with like, oh, look at everything I have going on. I bring a lot to the table. This person really wasn't in that mindset. It was like the opposite. Maybe they were depressed or just had low self-esteem, but they definitely were coming at it from a place of like negativity. Can we get more cards as to pile four's intentions, why they didn't come forward, and all of that, why they acted the way they did, I should say. I'm getting that energy that a lot of them didn't come forward. And we got codependency. We got romantic feelings. So yeah, I feel like codependency in this, a lot of it, oh, I hope they didn't interfere with the microphone. My hair kind of got on it. But I feel like for a lot of you guys, the codependency is just showing that like mentally they had some stuff they had to work on. Like it wasn't necessarily codependency between you guys. It was more like mentally it was, like there's not cards in this deck for like depression and like, OCD and like anxiety or something, but this is just showing that mentally they had some stuff they had to take care of. And as I said, mentally we got keep an open mind. So I think that's confirmation that a lot of this stuff for them was kind of like in their head, I just feel like this person might not have been at the best place mentally, We got give your relationship a chance and forgiving and learning. So I feel like they're talking about how this person really needed to, improve on themselves. And it's almost like they were in such a negative mindset that they kind of wrote this thing off from the beginning, because again, I think they're very pessimistic. So I feel like they, it's like in a situation where someone else would be like, oh, okay, I feel really strongly about this person. Okay, I'm going to give it my all. They're kind of already like, oh, it can never happen for me. No, like they're just in a negative mindset overall. And then that of course extends to the relationship that you guys are in. I do think their feelings for you were strong, and they were very interested in you. I'm getting like, we got attraction, and I am getting a lot of like, they are attracted to you. But I think that they are a little intimidated, if anything, and they are afraid almost of, I feel like they're afraid of your rejection. We got the Queen of Swords, and I think they see you as someone who's like a good speaker or someone who's respected, and almost like they would be afraid that if they asked you out, you would like make a really harsh like insult or something, and that they would like be made a fool of. And I feel like this person, it's almost like their mental health couldn't handle that right now, because they are in a like vulnerable place. So they're like, I'm not even gonna try it, like why would I risk that when it would be so destructive for me if that happened. So because this person deals with this in general, when it came to you, like obviously these issues are going to pop up. So Spirit, can you tell us, why did pile four's person act the way that they did? Emotional withdrawal. Okay, so that's not a surprise. I definitely think that they kind of withdraw when it comes to difficult situations where maybe they would normally, or maybe where someone else would normally like fight or be like, okay, this is how I feel and whatever. It's very difficult for them to kind of mentally get themselves to that place where they're okay with putting themselves out there. They'd much rather just play it close to the chest and like save face. They don't want to be in a place where they are made a fool of, kind of a thing. So I feel like with you, they sensed this, they were very attracted to you. First of all, I'm getting that, like they would kind of watch you across the room is what I'm feeling. Like I can see someone watching someone, and like across like a classroom or in a workplace or something, but they would definitely like study your face. I feel like they liked how you looked facially, and they would just kind of watch you and imagine things with you, but it's like that to them is like something that could never happen, and they're not willing to put themselves at risk. It's kind of like a lot of us like sing into the microphone in like the shower, we'll sing into like a hairbrush and pretend we're like on stage or something. But how many of us are actually going to go audition for American Idol and put ourselves in the risk of, you know, having Simon Cowell like be like, you are the worst singer ever, you know, like most of us don't want that shown on television, national television. And that's kind of how this person feels it would be if you rejected them. There's some kind of public loss of face that they are very afraid of happening. And so again, I feel like this person really kind of looks up to you. You guys might be popular or have some kind of, again, public social respect, where they see you as very strong. They see you as very powerful. And so it's like they would assume that like you're kind of out of their league in that sense. And also that, yeah, if you were to reject them, it would be, you know, made that all that much worse because you have like some social power. Kind of like if like the nerd asked the, you know, head cheerleader out in like a 1980s high school movie. You know what I mean? Where it's like people would be like, huh? Like they would never date you. What are you thinking? So yeah, this person generally has a low opinion of themselves, and it definitely comes through when they're thinking about you. Like they're attracted to you, but that's totally blocked by their kind of self-defeating attitude. And we got conflict and defeat. So this person does feel very defeated. And also I should mention that, you know, we got the 7 of Wands and we got the 10 of Wands. This person, I feel like they may have some kind of conflict in their life, or maybe they came from a negative family situation where there's a lot of fighting or something. But I just feel like, again, they're dealing with a lot. They might have been teased or have people who dislike them, or they're always in arguments with a certain person or something, but they kind of feel like they're like having to fight all the time. So again, that also is what keeps them in this negative mindset, negative mentality. And we got round and round. So yeah, this is like a theme for this person's life. It's not just you. It's not like you came in and brought this energy out for them. If anything, I think your energy is much more positive, and that's why it's kind of incompatible with their life. Sorry if my throat sounds a little froggy. I don't know if I'm getting sick or whatever. But anyway, and I think you guys are my last reading, so it's like I've been talking and I don't know, my throat's just kind of tapping out. But yeah, so this person, and we got never ending stories. So yeah, this is something that like keeps happening. There is like conflict and kind of this negativity that follows this person around. And so they just assumed that, you know, someone like you would never go for them. You know, you would probably be too good for them in their mind. We got milk and honey, and I feel like that's kind of you guys. Like you guys have this pleasant kind of demeanor, this positivity around you. I feel like you guys are kind of optimistic, or you guys bring in this energy of kind of like social. You guys might be extroverts, or you just might be, again, respected. And some of you might be Libras, because we got justice, and then we got to be fair. And I feel like some of you guys, there might be Libra energy, but this person is just like, no, like someone like this could never be with me. I feel like they kind of see themselves as like beneath you a little bit. And also there's this energy of just them being defeated in general, where it's hard for them to imagine something really great could happen to them. You know, it's hard for them to imagine that like they could win the lottery, or they could become the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. And that's kind of how they feel towards you. They do have a lot of respect for you, and they definitely see you as like this beautiful energy. So for them, you know, the idea of that is like, if I told you like, hey, your celebrity crush is going to come around and date you tomorrow, like, you know, whoever it is, Chris Hemsworth, or I know he's married, but you know, like you'd be like, come on, why would Chris Hemsworth want to date me? You know, even if you have a positive attitude, you'd probably be like, what? Like, really, that's really going to happen? And if it really happened, you'd probably be like feeling a little weird, like, okay, are the paparazzi going to take photos? Like, you know what I mean? It'd be kind of like a head trip. And I just feel like this person, yeah, because they definitely look up to you. They definitely see you as kind of this star a little bit. And So for them, I think it's very hard for them to understand why someone like you would be interested in someone like them. I'm hearing that like Maroon 5 song, Girls Like Me, Girls Like You, with like Cardi B. Remember they did that song? It was not that good, but I'm hearing that song. It's like Girls Like You. And I feel like they just couldn't imagine that a girl or a person, if you're, a guy asking about a girl or whatever, they couldn't imagine that someone like you would go for them. Like, it's like, how is that even possible? And what did they see in me? And what the heck's going on? So for them, they put you a little bit on a pedestal, but it kind of works against you. And they're very sexually attracted to you. Like, the attraction is coming through really strong. But I don't think this person, like, again, I think they have a negative mentality. They might not have that much relationship experience, or if they do, it's in the kind of relationships like where they're not, their feelings aren't that in it. You know what I mean? Like, you can date someone and really not care that much about them, and it doesn't really awaken anything in you, and you're kind of like, yeah, we dated, and it doesn't like threaten you or make you feel kind of nervous or anything. Like, you just are like, yeah, whatever, because you don't really care about the person. So it might have been that they haven't had relationships, or that it's been relationships with people that are very similar to their energy, and they're not like feeling nervous about the person. They're not like, ooh, this person might be out of my league, which I think is how this person feels towards you. And they also just feel generally overwhelmed. I feel like this person has a difficult life in general. Like, I don't know exactly how it would manifest, because it's a general reading, but I do think that their life is like difficult in some way. So it could be all this negativity going on in their mind, and they don't have that many problems, but they're in such a negative mindset that it makes their life difficult. Or it could be that they are genuinely dealing with like a lot of stuff on their plate. I think it will manifest for people differently, but their life is like tough, and they're working a lot on that, and they're really having to give themselves a lot of support. Again, I'm getting that some of them might have dysfunctional family stuff, or it's just like a depressed energy. I mean, also a lot of people have had trouble with their mental health because of all the lockdowns and stuff, and not just being isolated. So that could be what is going on here. But I just feel like mentally this person wasn't really at the place to come to you. So let me get some astro dice for pile 4. We got Neptune. We got, that can't, okay, I'm going to spin that again. That's the exact same thing we got for the last pile. That's, what the heck? That's got to be statistically like impossible. Okay, clearing the energy of pile 3. Let me clear this. And can we please spin it for pile 4? Okay, so we got Saturn, 8th house, and we got Leo. Wow, that was so bizarre. I'm telling you, like, these decks and stuff, like, you guys saw I spun it, and I didn't do that. That was kind of eerie. But you do have to clear the decks, because otherwise they can have like attached energy. So I'm guessing that's what happened. So we got Leo, 8th house, and Saturn. Again, I said you guys are kind of like a star, and that is like the Leo energy. Leo is like the sun, and it's so bright and beautiful, and just a lot of people are like drawn to Leos. They might not even know what's going on, but they're just like, I really like the vibe of this person, because it's ruled by the sun. And there are 2 luminaries in our entire planets of the astrology. But the moon is the other luminary, but it only reflects light. Leo, the sun, is the one that actually gives out light. And you guys have this energy, to this person at least, of being very positive, of being kind of the star, of being like center stage. And this person is very intimidated by that, which I can see why. I think a lot of people would be intimidated by that. Like, they perceive you as almost also having all eyes on you. You guys might be in like the center of a social group or something, or a lot of people pay attention to what you're doing. Like, you might just be minding your business, but like a lot of people are like checking on your social media, or seeing what you're up to, or just interested in you. Like, maybe you just go out to like get a coffee, but you notice like everyone in the coffee shop kind of glances at you, like looks at your outfit, and it's just a constant thing where you're used to getting attention. People might not even know, like, why am I like staring at this person's outfit for so long? But it's like you just have that Leo sun energy that just draws people in. And it's in such contrast to this person. And I think they're the 8th house and Saturn. So Saturn is the planet of like hardship, is one of the things. It also is connected to the devil, which we did get. So this person, I think they're going through a lot of hardships mentally and possibly like actually in their life. Maybe they've had a lot of tragic events or something. But yeah, so this person is in that mentality of just coming at it from a very like, they've been going through a lot of difficulty. They've been feeling it. They've been feeling kind of downtrodden by this world. So they're just in a negative mindset. They're just kind of struggling with Saturn issues, and Saturn's all the kind of difficult, tough, hard lessons that it's just exhausting to deal with. So that's what this person has been kind of going through, dealing with, whatever. Then we got 8th house, which is Scorpio, and Scorpio is a lot of hidden secrets. It can be dark trauma, stuff like that, dark secrets, stuff that's in the past. I do think this person, maybe this is where some of their depression or their negative mindset comes from. It might come from family stuff. Some people's families are really abusive or just really negative with them, constantly telling them they're not good enough or like you're stupid or whatever. And that can really affect someone. So I feel like this person, somewhere along the way, they became very much afflicted by this negativity. I don't think that they are a negative, evil person themselves. I think that they just feel very defeated, you know? They're very down on themselves. And so I think it's hard when you're in that mindset to imagine or to align with like your energy, which is very positive. I think it's probably hard for them to even imagine like being in a relationship with you, because it would seem like, you know, being like winning $100 million and you're like living out of a cardboard box. Like you're like, what? But how? Like it's hard. It's one thing to win $100 million if you have like $1 million, but it's different when you have like nothing. And I feel like this person is in such a negative mindset that it's very hard for them to welcome you into their life and receive your presence and really celebrate it and like do everything for it. It's just, you know, that's kind of tough for them. Their personal mindset is kind of in misalignment with like a positive relationship. But I do think they think of you a lot, and I think that they feel, like I said, very attracted to you, very drawn to you. I think also maybe some of you might have like some kind of a public presence. You might have like a popping off Instagram or YouTube, or you're just known in your community. And this person, again, there's this public thing that keeps coming through. So maybe they are afraid of, you know, like having being on a public platform. I mean, not everyone wants that attention or that smoke. A lot of people are like, whoa, this is way too much to handle. I think that like people said when Prince Harry started dating Meghan Markle, they were like, oh, this will be good because he's been with women in the past that have hated publicity and attention. And like, apparently that's a thing. Like a lot of them would be like, no, I don't want to be in this relationship because, you know, I can't deal with like all the eyes on me and all the scrutiny and all the press. So it really is a real thing. And so if you guys do have some kind of a public platform, I feel like maybe that is the factor. But this person, I just think they're kind of like going into themselves, trying to work on themselves a little bit. And they just, again, they revere you a lot, but they're a little bit defeatist. So they would probably need to work on like, you know, bring in some positive thinking, positive energy, maybe listen to like some Joel Osteen or something, or put themselves in a better mindset, because they are just very defeated right now. And I don't think that, you know, that is not going to lead to like a positive relationship with you, because I think, again, you're so positive that they would definitely need to step their game up several levels to be in alignment with you and to make it work with you. I think this person definitely does think of you a lot, and they probably fantasize about you like sexually and in other ways as well. But yeah, I just think in general, you know, that like their mind runs away with them and they go into this negativity place, which is kind of sad to tune into, you know, but they're very drawn to you. I think their higher self kind of knows how positive you could be for them. And it's like, maybe that will stir them in the right direction. But yeah, they have sexual fantasies about you. They definitely think about you, study you, but it's almost like they think you're way too good for them, you know, that you are way more I can't even speak because it's Mercury retrograde, so everything is going haywire mentally for me. But yeah, so you guys, they see you as like very much someone who just has it all going on, someone who brings so much to the table, and I just think they compare themselves a lot, and they just feel like whatever they could bring is just never really going to be good enough, you know? I wish that they could work on getting themselves into a very positive mindset. But, you know, for right now, some of them also might be like addicted to something. Maybe they deal with substance abuse, or maybe they drink too much, or they do kind of smoke too much weed or something. I'm just getting this heavy downtrodden energy, and actually like drinking and weed, it does bring down our vibration. I mean, I love a glass of wine as much as the next person, but for sure it can bring down your vibrations, and I just feel like this person is in a negative vibration, and I don't think you guys should take it personally that they haven't come forward. This is definitely a you problem, or a them problem, not a you problem. Like the phrase, it's not me, it's you. It's definitely them, not you guys. But yeah, until they fix this in themselves and we're able to come into more of a positivity, I just think they are very much afraid of losing face, publicly being seen as an idiot if they approach you, or maybe being judged if you guys have a public platform, you know, maybe being judged for being with you. And that kind of fear holds them back for sure. So like the attraction is there, the desire is there, but when it comes to actually following through and making it happen, they're just not really capable of like bringing it to the table in the way that they should. So you guys definitely should not take it personally. Know that, you know, they have a lot of emotions for you. For sure, and they're very drawn to you, and it's just that they're going through a lot of stuff mentally, and they're in the same kind of patterns, and if they can come out of that, then you guys could maybe have a chance of being together. But I think that they're pretty overwhelmed with a lot in their life. So again, I just don't want you guys to take this personally, and I just hope you know that they're working on their own stuff, and as much as they're drawn to you, it's kind of like they don't have the space to step forward right now. So I really hope that helped you guys. Please let me know if it resonated in the comments. I'm very interested in this group and what you guys have going on. So please let me know your situation, because this is very interesting to me. But yeah, if you want to see more videos, make sure to subscribe, and make sure you have notifications on, and also like this video. And also let me know if you have any reading ideas in the comments. I am totally open to helping you guys in whatever way I can. So if there's something you would like to see, just let me know, and I will try to work that into reading. But I am sending you guys so much love and light. I hope you have an amazing day. Take care of yourselves. Bye.